Hello there, my name is Richard McMunn from the interview training company passmyinterview.com, and in this tutorial I will teach you how to pass a restaurant manager interview. Now we are going to focus on a number of pretty much guaranteed restaurant manager interview questions that are going to come up during your interview, but more importantly I'm going to give you a number of unique sample responses that you can use to make sure you pass your interview. So it does not matter which restaurant you are being interviewed for as their manager. Please do stick around and watch this video from beginning to end because it's going to make a big difference to your preparation. Now, before I get into the tips and the restaurant manager interview questions and answers, a very warm welcome to this tutorial. My name is Richard McMunn. I've been helping people for about 20 years now to successfully pass their interviews, and I do that by giving you top scoring answers that the interview panel want to hear. Now, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of the future content that I'm creating. So click that red button below the video, and I'd also very much appreciate it if you gave the video a like. Thank you very much. Now, it's really important that we make sure that you demonstrate the following skills and attributes during your restaurant manager interview, because this essentially is how you are going to be assessed. So obviously you have to be able to deliver outstanding customer service, but also ensure the staff whom are under your control do the same too. So it's no good you leading by example and giving great customer service, but then the waiting staff let you down. So you have to make sure that they do the same too. Number two, you have to ensure there are sufficient waiting staff and chefs on duty to cover each shift, but also know what to do when people call in sick or they don't turn up to work. Number three, you have to adhere to relevant food and also safety rules and regulations at all times. So you have to have an understanding of those, what those are, and also respond to customer complaints effectively, and also seek to increase restaurant sales year on year. So all of those 5 specific areas we're going to focus on, and making sure that you demonstrate you understand these in your answers to the interview questions that are coming right now. So I've done all of the hard work for you, and I've put together the answers to the restaurant manager interview questions. So let's get straight into these. Now you can take notes as I progress through this tutorial if you like, or I will tell you where you can download the full set of 20 restaurant manager interview questions and the answers as we progress through the tutorial. So the first question, you arrive at the restaurant or the location where your interview is, and they say, okay, tell me about yourself and why do you want to become a restaurant manager? So this is your opportunity to shine from the get-go. Now, the first question during your interview is really important, and how you respond to it, because this is the first impression they have of you. So we need to make sure you come across in a strong and positive light. So here we go. Here's my suggested answer to the restaurant manager interview question. Tell me about yourself and why you want to do this job. Here we go. I've always had a passion for the hospitality industry, and the role of a restaurant manager for your company is a natural progression for me. Now, before applying for this position, I was careful to make sure I had the necessary experience, the right skills and the attributes to be able to perform the job to a very high standard. Because I understand that the role of a restaurant manager comes with great levels of responsibility. And I'm confident that I will not only be able to deliver excellent customer service to all of your customers and diners, but also ensure those staff who are under my control do so too. I have exceptional customer service skills, I have a caring nature, I can work hard under pressure, and I will always work tirelessly to ensure your good reputation continues to thrive and develop within the local community you are serving. Now, if you hire me as your restaurant manager, you will be impressed with my management skills and also my strong customer service capability. So that's a very strong, concise and logic answer that puts you across in a positive manner. And it's also important how you say this answer. So make sure you download these questions and answers when I tell you how to do so, and practice saying them. Practice saying the answers so you come across in a positive manner. Question number 2. Why have you applied to our restaurant or our company to become a restaurant manager? So there's obviously lots of restaurant manager jobs around, but they want to know why do you want to work for our restaurant, or why do you want to work for our company? So here's a great answer to that question. For the simple reason that you are a restaurant that has a great reputation both online and within the local community. Now, before I applied for this job, I studied your restaurant and the company in detail to make sure the levels of service and the type and quality of food you offer were aligned to my own skills and aspirations. And I have to say, I was massively impressed with what I discovered. Now, in order for me to perform to the high standards expected of a manager, I have to work in the right environment, and it is clear you are a strong performing and well-regarded restaurant. If I'm successful at interview today and I get to become your manager, I will be immensely proud to tell people I am responsible for the effective running of your restaurant. So again, you've looked into them, hopefully they've got a great reputation both online and within the local community, and you've got the right skills and aspirations to match their level of quality. Next question of your restaurant manager interview. What skills and qualities do you possess that you think will assist you in your duties as a restaurant manager? Now, this is a difficult role, a restaurant manager. Not many people understand how difficult it is to carry out the duties of a restaurant manager. There's lots of responsibility that comes with it. Not only are you responsible for the levels of customer service, you're responsible for making sure there's enough staff on duty. Also, the reviews that happen online are all as a direct result of your managing capabilities. So you have to understand what kind of skills and qualities are needed to do the job properly. And the way to do that is to look at the job description. So I've done that for you, and here is my response. I have 7 specific skills and qualities that will enable me to perform the role of a restaurant manager to the standards expected. Now, these are strong customer service and interpersonal skills, a firm but fair style of management, an ability to work hard under pressure and remain calm in difficult situations, an understanding that the customer is always right, and also a passion for ensuring every customer who enters your restaurant receives only the best levels of food and service. Now, I am also someone who will always adhere to the relevant rules and regulations that surround the hospitality industry. And finally, I'm someone who will go all out to make sure you receive the best possible reviews on TripAdvisor to ensure your customers not only return to eat at the restaurant time and time again, but they also share their positive experience with their friends and relatives too. So that is an intelligent response, because at the end, you are showing as a restaurant manager, you know how important online reviews are to the success of a restaurant. They are imperative. If you have great reviews, people will come back time and time again. And as a restaurant manager, you are pretty much responsible for those reviews. Now, I've got 2 more questions to run through. Please do stick around because they're tough questions and I want to tell you how to answer them. But if you want to download the full set of 20 restaurant manager interview questions and answers to make sure you pass your interview, there's a link that's appeared in the top right-hand corner of that video. If you click that, it will take you through to my website where you can get the full list of questions. Let's move on to the next question. As our restaurant manager, what would you do to ensure the sales increased year on year? Now, that's a tough one. How would you ensure the sales increased year on year? Most people who want to be restaurant managers don't think they have a direct impact on sales, but they do. And it's all based on great customer service and obviously all reviews. If people have great service at a restaurant and the food is good, they will come back. Now, I have a number of restaurants that I like to eat at, but me going back to them is dependent on the service I receive. And there's one particular restaurant where the manager is always very attentive, he's very positive, he's very happy and he's cheery, he always comes and says hello and talks to you. So I always feel like I want to go back there. Now, if I didn't get great service, I wouldn't go back and they obviously would lose my custom. So if you times that by a load of people not coming back, it has a significant impact. So here's my answer. I would focus on 5 specific areas to ensure sales consistently grew year on year. Now, firstly, I would make sure all staff provided the best possible levels of service at all times. If customers receive great food and great service, this will encourage them to come back time and time again. Now, secondly, all staff would receive hospitality training on how to provide exceptional and consistent service. Thirdly, I would set very high standards in terms of how staff dress, their personal hygiene, and also what the expectations are in respect of serving times. Next, I would ensure the food served was to a brilliant standard and keep in constant communication with the head chef and the kitchen to make sure they have the resources and the training they need to provide the best possible food at all times. Now, finally, I would monitor the online reviews the restaurant receives and take on board feedback with a view to constantly improving and also encouraging my staff to do the same. Increasing sales year on year is a huge challenge, but it's also one that I would very much enjoy and see it as part of my responsibility to achieve. So that's a great answer to that question. Let's take a look at another one for you. Describe the steps you would go through when dealing with a customer complaint. Okay, so what I'm going to do in this answer is give you one that's based around a complaint, but I'm going to change it slightly because you will get asked that question. But how would you deal with a customer in the restaurant who's clearly in the wrong, but they are still complaining? So the customer is complaining in this situation, but they are wrong. You know they are wrong. How do you deal with that? Because that happens all the time in this kind of industry. So, as a restaurant manager, how would you deal with a customer who is clearly in the wrong, but they keep complaining? Here we go. I would first of all listen to their complaint or their concerns and always ensure I remained calm, polite, positive, and focused on resolving the situation as soon as possible. Now, any type of negativity in the restaurant is not good for business, and I would see it as my task to provide the best possible levels of service at all times. Now, of course, there are going to be times when you know the customer is in the wrong, but the main thing to remember when dealing with them is to resolve the issue to their satisfaction quickly and efficiently. The customer is always right, and my main focus would be to ensure they are happy with my proposed resolution so they come back to the restaurant to eat time and time again. So that shows a great level of maturity. You're obviously thinking about the reputation of the restaurant, which is really important. You're trying to get the people to come back time and time again. So if you want to download all 20 Restaurant Manager interview questions, either click the link below the video right now or the one in the top right-hand corner of the video, or go to my website, passmyinterview.com, and you can download the full set of 20 interview questions and answers for the Restaurant Manager. I hope you've enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have any questions, put them in the comments section below. Say hi. And yeah, please do like the video. I would very much appreciate that. It always motivates me to create more for you guys. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best in your pursuit to becoming a restaurant manager.